His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with His Royal Highness the Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. The meeting took place as part of His Royal Highness's visit to Saudi Arabia. His Royal Highness highlighted the continued progress and development of bilateral relations, underscoring the support of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Royal Highness affirmed the historic nature of the relations between the two kingdoms, which are underpinned by deep and wide-ranging multi-sectorial cooperation. He commended the efforts of His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman in advancing the partnership towards further development and prosperity for the benefit of both kingdoms and their peoples. His Royal Highness emphasised the shared commitment to deepening cooperation across various fields, noting the numerous agreements concluded through the Bahraini-Saudi Coordination Council, which have played a key role in supporting the partnership between the two nations. His Royal Highness conveyed the greetings of His Majesty the King to the Saudi monarch and to His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman, along with His Majesty's wishes for Saudi Arabia and its people continued growth and prosperity. In turn, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman conveyed his greetings to His Majesty the King, wishing Bahrain and its people further progress and prosperity. He emphasised the importance of continuing to advance the strategic partnership between the two kingdoms and create further opportunities that serve shared interests and benefit both countries and their peoples. The meeting also reviewed ways to further advance bilateral cooperation and discuss topics of common interest. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa arrived in Saudi Arabia. During the visit, His Royal Highness met with His Royal Highness the Saudi Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. Upon arrival, His Royal Highness was received by the Deputy Governor of Riyadh region, His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, and several senior officials. The relationship between Bahrain and Saudi Arabia is a model of fraternal relations between nations and its peoples. It has witnessed continuous growth over many years, and these ties have been enhanced by building upon the foundations laid by the forefathers. More in this report.
Relations that began deep in history and extend to the horizons of the future are close and enduring fraternal ties between the two kingdoms. These ties flourishing between them reflect the profound historical bonds that have made them a model to be emulated in the region, under the prosperous reign of His Majesty the King and the Saudi monarch. Throughout history, the bilateral relations between the two kingdoms have witnessed high levels of rapprochement and coordination on regional and international topics of common interest, stemming from shared geographical location, religion, history, and a common destiny. Coordination and integration between the two countries have reached their peak and most successful stage thanks to the unwavering support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister and his brother His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, for all that serves development, peace, and greater cooperation between the two kingdoms. In recent years, cooperation between the two kingdoms has witnessed remarkable progress in numerous domains, most notably in the political arena, where the strength of the relations is evident in unified stances on regional and international issues, reflecting a shared vision aimed at the stability and prosperity of the region. This cooperation has also extended to trade and investment, where both countries have experienced sustainable economic growth, contributing to their advancement and prominent positions. Furthermore, cultural partnerships have flourished, telling stories that reflect a shared history among many other collaborations.
On this topic, journalist Abdullah Al-Alami gave us the following statement from Saudi Arabia.
The top important priorities of the visit of His Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia are basically four items. One, security and economic cooperation. Number two is economic diversification and progress toward the Gulf Common Market. Number three, support for international efforts to end the Gaza war. And number four, regional tensions with Iran, which continues to challenge all the GCC goals up and down. Let's remember that His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, he received His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, during the 46th Gulf Cooperation Council Summit. This was, as you know, hosted by Bahrain in December 2025. Also, I'd like to remind you, please, that Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa visited the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's pavilion on January 2026 on the sidelines of the 2026 World Economic Forum annual meeting in Davis. As such, let me conclude that, based on the developments in late 2025 and early 2026, the relation between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain is exceptionally strong, characterized by deepening strategic, economic, and military integration. Also, let me add, to answer your question, that as of early 2026, the two kingdoms are aligning their national visions for long-term growth and security.
His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa issued a circular regarding the official working hours during the holy month of Ramadan. The circular states that during the holy month, the official working hours in the kingdom's ministries, agencies and public institutions will be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Under the patronage of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, the inauguration ceremony of the second phase of the Bahrain Shield project at the Royal Bahraini Air Force, RBAF, was held. His Majesty deputised Commander-in-Chief of the Bahrain Defence Force, the BDF, Field Marshal Sheikh Khalifa bin Ahmed Al Khalifa, to attend the inauguration. The ceremony was attended by the National Security Advisor and Commander of the Royal Guard, Lieutenant General Sheikh Nas bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Minister of Defence Affairs, Lieutenant General Abdullah Al Nuaimi, Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Thiab Al Nuaimi, Financial and Technical Affairs Advisor at the BDF General Headquarters, Sheikh Mohammed bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Head of Special Follow-up Affairs at the Royal Court, Mohammed Al Musalim, Commander of the RBAF, Major General Pilot Sheikh Hamad bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, and a number of other senior officials. Officers of the BDF were present at Sakir Air Base, coinciding with the celebration of the 58th anniversary of the establishment of the BDF. The The ceremony began with the playing of the royal anthem, followed by a recitation of verses from the Holy Quran. The Bahrain Shield Project officer then delivered a speech for the occasion, after which the Director of Military Works presented a briefing to the Commander-in-Chief outlining the project's implementation phases and its modern systems and advanced facilities. The Commander-in-Chief then unveiled the commemorative plaque, officially inaugurating the second phase of the Bahrain Shield Project. He subsequently toured the various sections of the project, inspecting its advanced systems and equipment. The Commander-in-Chief expressed his pride in the achievements of the Bahrain Defence Force under the wise and insightful vision of His Majesty the King, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. He emphasised his pride in the 50th anniversary of the founding of the Bahrain Defence Force, which represents a glorious national pillar, embodying the values of loyalty, dedication and sacrifice. The Commander-in-Chief added that what further elevates this force and strengthens it is that its founder, architect of its development and leader is His Majesty the King, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, with the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and Prime Minister. He noted that, thanks to the esteemed patronage of His Majesty the King, the brigades of the BDF advanced towards new horizons of glory and achievement, the banners flying high, ensuring Bahrain's continued security, stability, prosperity and flourishing. The Commander-in-Chief explained that defending Bahrain is a sacred trust and a great responsibility passed down from generation to generation by loyal men who have dedicated themselves to its defence. He added that the BDF, with its personnel and equipment, always stands tall and proud, upholding its noble national mission, protecting and sacrificing everything for Bahrain. The Commander-in-Chief commended the high level of professionalism and readiness achieved by the men of the BDF, as well as the spirit of sacrifice. He affirmed that the BDF, since its inception, has followed a sound military approach and a continuous strategy of developing its human resources and combat systems. The Commander-in-Chief stated that with God's help and under the leadership of His Majesty the King and with the guidance of His Royal Highness and its loyal personnel, the force would always remain a protective shield, an impregnable fortress for the protection of our beloved homeland. The ceremony was attended by a number of senior officers of the BDF. The National Security Advisor, Royal Guard Commander and Secretary General of the Supreme Defence Council, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, opened the second edition of the National Defence and Security Forum. Present were the Commander of the Royal Guard Special Operations, Colonel His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Deputy National Security Advisor, Deputy Secretary General of the Supreme Defence Council, Sheikh Khalid bin Ali bin Jabbar Al Khalifa, the Ambassador of the UK to Bahrain, Alistair Long, Ambassador of the US to Bahrain, Stephanie Halfeit, Commander of the US Naval Forces, Central Command and 5th Fleet Commander Vice Admiral Kurt Renshaw, and national leaders and experts in the military and security fields. His Highness affirmed the keenness of Bahrain under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and the Directors of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to adopt modern security concepts that support strategic flexibility as a fundamental pillar for sustaining national security and ensuring readiness to deal with regional and international challenges. His Highness noted that holding the second edition of this forum is a continuation of the success of the first edition and aims to develop a shared vision that enhances the military and security sector's ability to adapt and respond quickly, based on the royal vision and the Kingdom's firm belief in the importance of joint action to enable the defence system to achieve comprehensive security sustainability, to maintain peace and stability. His Highness expressed thanks and appreciation to the relevant authorities for their constructive contribution in organising the forum, praising the achievements that reflect the efficiency and integration of institutions working as a single team. The forum, organised by the General Secretariat of the Supreme Defence Council, will feature a series of panel discussions highlighting strategic flexibility and mechanisms for achieving national security sustainability in light of current challenges. The National Security Advisor and Royal Guard Commander, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the Ambassador of Qatar to Bahrain, Anas bin Abdullah Al Nasser, on the occasion of his appointment. His Highness praised the depth of bilateral relations and their continuous development at various levels, thanks to the care and attention of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the Emir of Qatar, His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. He affirmed Bahrain's keenness to expand cooperation and joint coordination for the benefit of the two brotherly peoples. During the meeting, the latest developments on the regional and international arenas were reviewed, in addition to a number of issues of mutual interest. The National Security Advisor and Royal Guard Commander, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the Ambassador of Palestine to Bahrain, Arif Yusuf Hussein Saleh. His Highness affirmed Bahrain's commitment to promoting and consolidating the values of peace, tolerance and human coexistence at all levels. During the meeting, the two sides reviewed the most prominent developments and updates on the regional and international arenas. The National Security Advisor and Royal Guard Commander, Lieutenant General His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, received the Ambassador of the Philippines to Bahrain, Jenis Hamid Ricardo de Kaya Glia Aga. His Highness praised the strong ties of friendship and cooperation between Bahrain and the Philippines, as well as the rapid development and coordination in various fields, affirming his keenness to continue developing these relations towards broader horizons of partnership and constructive cooperation. The two sides reviewed a number of topics of mutual interest and discussed ways to support bilateral cooperation in various fields. In the presence and under the patronage of the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Bahrain Sports Summit was officially opened at Exhibition World Bahrain. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa emphasised that the organisation of the event comes within the framework of a comprehensive national vision aimed at developing the sports sector and enhancing its role in the process of sustainable development. He also praised the great support given by His Majesty the King to the youth and sports sectors, which has been a fundamental pillar in achieving the continuous achievements of Bahraini sports at the regional and international levels. His Highness pointed out that the continuous support provided by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister and the government with its various institutions has contributed to establishing an integrated work system based on institutional planning and effective partnership. He also praised the leading role of the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and SCYS Chairman, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, who is an inspiring role model in supporting athletes and motivating them to achieve success and raise the kingdom's status. His Highness added that the Bahraini Sports Summit represents an important starting point for drawing up a clear roadmap for the development of sports in the kingdom by drawing on local and international expertise and competencies and contributing to building a sporting future based on scientific foundations and modern professional standards. His Highness expressed hope that the summit's outcomes would constitute a qualitative addition to the development process and contribute to providing innovative solutions to existing challenges. On the sidelines of the summit, a number of strategic initiatives and projects were launched, including the naming rights project for the Khalifa Sports City Stadium as part of the partnership agreement between the GSA and the National Bank of Bahrain. A project to establish and install solar energy systems for sports facilities and clubs was also announced, in cooperation between the GSA and Medal Solar, in a move that reflects the trend towards environmental sustainability, rationalisation of energy consumption, and the redirection of financial resources to support sports development programmes, translating His Highness's vision of strengthening the partnership between the sports and the private sectors. His Highness then received the flag, signifying Bahrain's victory as the Arab Capital of Sports Culture for 2026 from the President of the Arab Union for Sports Culture, Ashraf Mahmoud, and the Director of Sports Affairs at the Arab League, Faisal Asal, in an achievement that confirms the advanced position of the kingdom on the Arab sports map.
I've had many years of coming and going and working in the kingdom here. In fact, I spent 1 year in about 1987 working as an advisory capacity in the General Organization for Youth and Sports when Sheikh Isa bin Mohammed was the president of that organization. I sat through all of the sessions. I found them informative, and looking at the agenda for the rest of the summit tomorrow and the Bahrain Day celebration on Thursday, I think that there's going to be a lot of information shared with the participants and the audience. And so I commend the GSA for the initiative. This is the third summit that I will have participated in, and I always find it informative, and I'm always honored to be invited to come and participate.
We are really grateful for Bahrain today hosting Bahrain Sports Summit 2026. We have seen today the focus of Bahrain that putting Bahrain on the peak of Bahrain on the international map. Bahrain today is not looking just to invest in the human part, but also there are other strategies. The strategies is focusing on the investing of the sporting sector, strategic sector, and the manpower sector. So Bahrain today is looking to improve the sport. We have seen Bahrain that hosted the student sporting, the Asian sporting. We have seen Bahrain has been hosting the Formula One, flat race. All of these putting Bahrain at the peak of glowing into sports field.
In the presence of the chairman of the Shura Council, Ali Saleh, the Human Rights Committee of the Shura Council held a dialogue session coinciding with the 25th anniversary of the adoption of the National Action Charter. Saleh affirmed that the vision of His Majesty the King was clearly reflected in the contents of the National Action Charter, which formed a comprehensive framework for national aspirations and laid solid foundations for building a brighter present and future for the Kingdom of Bahrain. He noted that the National Action Charter has created national foundations that serve as a catalyst to continue working and achieving progress in various areas of development. He pointed out that one of the most prominent and important outcomes of the National Action Charter is the cooperation between the executive and legislative authorities, which contributes to the promotion of national participation and supporting the development process. The chairman of the Human Rights Committee, Dr. Mohammed Al-Khizai, affirmed that the National Action Charter was a turning point in the modern history of Bahrain and reflected the forward-looking vision of His Majesty the King. He pointed out that the Charter served as a shining example of national achievements and a solid foundation for regulating the relationship between state and society, safeguarding rights and freedoms. For more on this topic, a member of the Supreme Committee for the National Action Charter, Professor Abdullah Al-Hawaj, gave us the statement.
The National Charter of Bahrain, which was introduced in 2001 and served as a key step in the country's political reform, led to the transformation of Bahrain into a constitutional monarchy. One of the major changes, of course, was the introduction of a bicameral parliament, which includes two houses. One is elected and the other appointed by the king. Over the past 25 years, Bahrain has seen increased political participation, economic development, and a lot of reforms. These changes helped strengthen the rule of law, enhance citizens' rights, and promote more participatory government. Absolutely, the National Charter of Bahrain has improved Bahrain's international reputation. The reforms were seen as a positive move toward democratization, political openness, And many countries and international organizations welcomed these steps towards a more inclusive political system.
The Minister of Interior, General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, attended the graduation ceremony of the 39th Basic Commando Course and several other training programmes held by the Special Security Force Command. The event, attended by the Chief of Police, His Highness the Governor of the Southern Governorate, and the Ministry's Under-Secretary, included officers, cadets and personnel from the Ministry of Interior and the Bahrain Defence Force. The Interior Minister expressed his deepest appreciation and gratitude to His Majesty the King for his constant support and royal directives to strengthen the Ministry's role in maintaining security, promoting public safety and advancing modern policing. He also conveyed thanks to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister for supporting the Ministry's future projects to build capacity, enhance operational readiness and develop innovative tools for rapid and effective response. He affirmed that security is the foundation of the national progress and prosperity, maintained through discipline, dedication and determination. He noted that modern policing requires keeping pace with technological developments and evolving security challenges through advanced training and preparedness. The commander of the Special Security Force thanked the Minister for his ongoing support in raising efficiency and readiness, stressing that his guidance has resulted in specialised advanced training aligned with leading professional standards. He emphasised that training forms the foundation for discipline, confidence and skill development among security personnel. Graduates then presented a field demonstration showcasing their competence and readiness to perform security duties. The Interior Minister honoured the top achievers, congratulated all graduates and praised their performance and efforts to serve the nation. He also commended the organisers of the courses for their dedication and wished them continued success in serving Bahrain. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, received Secretary General of the Arab League, Ahmed Abulgait, on the sidelines of the World Entrepreneurs Investment Forum 2026, currently hosted by Bahrain. The Finance Minister highlighted Bahrain's commitment under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, to continue supporting efforts aimed at strengthening joint Arab action and advancing coordination with the Arab League across various domains, particularly in development and economic sectors, in a way that contributes to achieving shared objectives. The Minister noted the positive milestones achieved in the course of the joint Arab action at all levels, contributing to further progress and prosperity for Arab countries. The Minister of Oil and Environment and Special Envoy for Climate Affairs, Dr. Mohammed bin Daina, attended the opening of the 12th Middle East Bottom of the Barrel and Catalyst Technology Conference 2026, with the participation of a select group of experts and specialists from around the world. He affirmed that Bahrain attaches great importance to the continued development of the refining and energy sector and to supporting initiatives that contribute to enhancing production efficiency and employing modern technologies in line with national objectives for achieving sustainable development. The Minister added that specialised conferences represent an important pillar in supporting national policies in the energy sector through the continued strengthening of regional and international cooperation, the exchange of expertise and the review of the latest technological solutions. He noted that Bahrain's hosting of such events confirms its position as a leading regional hub in the refining and energy industry. The Acting Managing Director of Bapco Energies and Chief Executive Officer of Bapco Refining, Dr. Abdulrahman Jawahari, explained that the conference provides an advanced technological platform for discussing operational challenges and future opportunities in the refining industry. He noted that this organisation aligns with Bapco Energy Group's strategy of strengthening global partnerships and expanding cooperation with leading international companies and institutions specialising in the energy sector. Dr. Jawahari added that the Bapco Refining represents a leading example in adopting modern technologies and implementing global best practice in refining operations. He emphasised that the support Bapco Energies Group receives from the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Bapco Energies Group, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, has contributed to consolidating the approach of innovation, building international partnerships and enhancing the standing of the group's companies on the global stage. This in turn supports the sustainability of the energy sector in Bahrain and keeps pace with the rapid changes in this vital industry. The second edition of the National Defence and Security Forum, themed Strategic Resilience for Sustainable National Security, concluded with the participation of a wide range of leaders, officials and experts specialising in security and defence. The second day included a series of dialogue sessions that explored ways to enhance the sustainability of national security in light of current challenges, in accordance with Bahrain's adopted visions and strategies. At the conclusion of the forum, the Deputy National Security Advisor and Deputy Secretary General of the Supreme Defence Council, Sheikh Khalid bin Ali bin Jabba Al Khalifa, affirmed that Bahrain, under the wise leadership of His Majesty the King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, the Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, and the Directors of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince, Deputy Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, and Prime Minister, Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, continues its efforts based on adopting modern security concepts that contribute to strengthening national efforts aimed at achieving strategic flexibility as a fundamental pillar for the sustainability of national security and ensuring readiness to deal with various regional and international changes and challenges. He also expressed his sincere thanks and appreciation to National Security Advisor, Commander of the Royal Guard, Secretary General of the Supreme Defence Council, His Highness Lieutenant General Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, for his support and generous patronage of the forum, while appreciating the contributions of the speakers and participants and the efforts of those in charge of organising the forum in making its activities a success and achieving its goals, expressing his hope that the outcomes of the forum will contribute to strengthening the paths of security integration and consolidating the concepts of comprehensive security. His Majesty King Maha Vajiralongkorn of Thailand received the credentials of Khalil Yaqub Al Kayat as Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of Bahrain to Thailand. During the meeting, the ambassador conveyed the greetings of His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to the Thai King, and their wishes for his continued health and well-being, and for Thailand and its friendly people, continued progress and prosperity. His Majesty entrusted the ambassador with conveying his greetings to His Majesty the King and to His Royal Highness, wishing Bahrain further progress and prosperity, and wishing the ambassador success in his duties.